Well, um, that was expected, but it's unfortunate still. Rangers lose 4-2 to the Boston Bruins, and I'm not even disappointed or well, I'm a little disappointed. I won't lie, but I'm not mad. I'm just a little disappointed, is how I should put it. Because they played pretty good actually for points of this game. It's just unfortunate that what happens when you go down a forward, you go down a defenseman, and you get fatigued. And not only did they get fatigued, but Boston at the same time outworked them. I'm not going to completely make excuses here. At the same time, you got to be able to play the game. And I hope that's just fatigue, because if the Rangers are going to play like they did in the third period going forward, that's not good at all, because they actually looked pretty dominant at points in that second period, especially. But we're going to talk further about this game. Before we do, leave a like if you do enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. But let's talk about this, because this was unfortunate, but it was weird. Like, the Bruins dominated most of the start of the game, right? And the Rangers, though, were playing pretty solid defensively. Like, halfway through the game, it was 3-1 for shots in favor of the Rangers. They were blocking shots, getting the sticks in lanes, and they actually looked like they were playing some quality defensive hockey. And then all of a sudden, things took a turn for the worse, unfortunately. But again, I thought they looked actually pretty good early in the game. When it comes to the defensive side of things, they weren't getting chances offensively, that's for sure. But I thought defensively they were getting pretty good. They're doing good defensively. VC gets into a fight, and then Hedl took a penalty there. Thankfully, the Rangers kill that off. But unfortunately, it would be 1-0 towards the end of the period. Trouba and Goudreau both go out of position on this play, and Coyle was left wide open in front of the net, and he buries it. Also, Hedl with a bad play in the neutral zone there to allow that opportunity to come, and that made it a 1-0 game. Bertuzzi then goes off for a slashing penalty towards the end, but again, the Rangers didn't play awful, all things considered, in that first period. Shots were 10-6 in favor of the Rangers. Would have liked for them to have got more quality opportunities, but defensively, they weren't awful, in my opinion. I thought that they were pretty okay defensively. That's just my opinion. But second period comes around, and it's 2-0 early in the period. Kane with a awful turnover, and that led to a 2-on-1. The Bruins start to go to work, and Nosek gets it in front of the net and buries it past Igor Shesterkin. That makes it a 2-0 game. So all of a sudden, things not looking good whatsoever. But then the Rangers actually got some opportunities, and what happened was Tarasenko got an opportunity alone, couldn't bury that one, but power play ends. But Marchand goes off for interference later in the period, and the Rangers did make it 2-1. Nobody knew the puck went in, but Trouba fired one on goal. Lafreniere with a beautiful tip in. Tarasenko knew it went in. He also got an assist on the goal. That made it 2-1. And then the Rangers, they really started to get a lot of good chances, in my opinion. Olmark was just standing on his head, and they actually got good looks. I really did think the Rangers got some good opportunities, but unfortunately, Olmark was just that good today, and they couldn't get the tying goal. Lafreniere had a great opportunity to tie the game. He could have had a hat trick in this game, but yeah, I thought that the Rangers played a pretty bad half of the second period in the first part. Second half, I thought, great, let's carry the momentum into the third, right? Nope. Nosek goes off for tripping. Power play looked awful. Yet again, the power play, the first unit in particular, needs to get it together, because, my God, this is infuriating to watch. And Patrick Kane has not been a factor at all on the power play. Not at all. And Artemi Panarin's trying to force the east-west pass way too much, which we're going to talk more about later, but way too much, and it needs to stop. But then the Rangers take a mountain of penalties. Fox goes off for a tripping penalty, even though Trocheck tripped them. And Rangers end up killing that one off. Trouba goes off for interference. They kill it off, but it doesn't matter, because the Boston Bruins would then score yet again. No forward coverage by Vinny Trocheck on this play here, and Bergeron was left wide open in front of the net, and he snipes one by Igor Shesterkin to make it a 3-1 game. And then it was 4-1 not too long after that as the Rangers go for a line change, and Pasta was left wide open for a one-timer opportunity that he buries. Rangers, though, get a nice little goal at the end. Mikkola with a nice setup to Alexis Lafreniere, who snipes one from a tough angle. Nice to see Lafreniere have a big game, which we're going to talk more about. But that's pretty much your game there. Shots in the third were 9-3 in favor of the Boston Bruins. The third period, the Rangers just completely disappeared. Not a good enough third period, and that was really the big difference in the game, and also not contributing enough on the power play. But, man, this was just a tough look. Just a tough look. But, I don't know. Shots in the game, 26-24 in favor of the Rangers, 57-43 in favor of the Bruins in the faceoff dot. Rangers power play went 1 for 3. The Bruins went 0 for 3. Nice to see the penalty kill at least get their act together a bit. Hits 25-24 in favor of the Bruins. Block shots 16-9 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 11 for the Rangers, 8 for the Boston Bruins. I think if we learned something today that I think everyone in chat and on replay could agree with me on, I was right. They need to get Artemi Panarin and Patrick Kane split up, and they need to put Patrick Kane on that top line with Kreider and Zibanejad, and Tarasenko needs to be on that second line. So, yeah. I think that everyone could agree with that. I think everyone could agree with that one. But just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. But at the same time, I'm trying to stay level-headed here, but I'm in two different worlds right now here in my head, because in one world, I'm a little upset because, how could you not be? Because this has been a rough stretch lately. But at the same time, you're playing a team that's on a 10-game win streak with 11 forwards and 5 defensemen. So I'm trying to find the perfect balance of how to feel with this game. But stop playing 11 forwards and 5 defensemen go on. He doesn't have a choice because the salary cap doesn't let them call anyone up. That's the unfortunate part. But in terms of how the forwards played today, the first line I thought was okay. You needed more still. Kreider, Zibanejad, Tarasenko, you needed more from that line. But again, Tarasenko, he didn't have an awful game. I would have liked for him to have shot the puck a bit more or shoot the puck a bit more, but still had an okay game. Zibanejad and Kreider, they were okay. Kreider had that one breakaway opportunity. I don't know how a penalty wasn't called on it. That was beyond me, but whatever. Second line, yeah, this needs to stop. This needs to be broken up. This Panarin, Trocheck, Kane line needs to be broken up, and it's not working. It's not at all. And Kane, he definitely, that one turnover that he had, just brutal, allowing that shorthanded goal. Outside of that, he was just there. He didn't really make a difference in the game, unfortunately, and we need to start seeing him step it up a bit. But I think, again, it goes in hand with the fact that you have Artemi Panarin, who is trying way too hard to set up Kane, forcing these cross-ice passes, and it's just being intercepted every time. Here come the Bruins the other way for opportunities. They need to split them up. Panarin was awful today. Panarin had one of his worst games. 6 turnovers. 6. They need to be broken up if Panarin's going to try way too much to get the puck over to Kane. They need to be. And everyone's saying Casper Kane in the chat. Everyone's saying Kane hasn't been doing much. I blame Panarin way more than Patrick Kane today. Way more. Kidline was okay. Filipino, I thought, had a pretty rough game. I thought that he could have been a lot better. Yeah, he wasn't really a factor at all. Kakko was okay today, wasn't really a factor at all, but again, got like no ice time. And then Lafreniere, for whatever reason, who was the Rangers' best forward of the night, only got 14 minutes of ice time. Potted 2 goals, 4 shots on goals. They were all good shots. He looked great tonight, but for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, Gallant decided to not use the kid line more. But Lafreniere had one of his best games, if not his best game as a New York Ranger today. That is for sure. And that's something that we really are happy to see. But unfortunately, the secondary scoring showed up. The top 6 just didn't at all. And then Goudreau and Vesey, I thought, actually had some decent games. I thought both of them were actually pretty decent today. Outside of Barclay Goudreau not covering his man there on the Bergeron goal, but that's a whole different story there. The defense, I mean, you need better. You need better. Schneider, he hasn't been good enough lately. He had a better game than what we've seen lately, but still not good enough from Braden Schneider. We need more from him. Harper and Trouba. Trouba was out of position on that one goal. Just terrible. Trouba needs to be better. The entire defense needed to be better today. I can't point at one defenseman and say they had a good game, to be honest with you. And it's unfortunate because that first period, I thought they actually looked pretty good. Second period, I thought they showed flashes of looking good, but they ruined that and they needed to be better. They needed to be better for sure. And again, fatigue is definitely a factor, but it is what it is. And then Igor, he had a good game. And it's unfortunate that the defense hung him out to dry yet again. So, yeah. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Haven't practiced with Kane yet. I'll judge for real when our lineup is full and get to practice. Yeah, I want to see what the lineup looks like when they're healthy, but unfortunately, we're going to have to wait. Thankfully, though, Miller's back next game no matter what. I don't know about Lindgren. I don't know about Mott, but thankfully they have a lot of time off here. They have until Thursday, I believe. So a lot of time off to get this figured out. I'm not going to take calls. We're going to do a podcast sometime soon where there will be calls taken there. So I apologize, but I don't really have much to say with this game other than I'm just disappointed. I'm just disappointed. And I wouldn't say it was a horrible game, but it was a disappointing game because they showed flashes. And hopefully, for our sake, we don't have to face the Bruins in the playoffs, but unfortunately, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. But that's going to be where I wrap things up. I apologize for keeping things short. I'm disappointed. We're going to do a podcast very soon, either today or tomorrow. I'm going to try to get it going for you guys, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, especially for Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload a video next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Rangers.